The changes proposed for stormwater fees in Eugene that the city manager hopes will earn more support. I'm Nohelani Graf. Your local news starts right now. We are following breaking news in Cottage Grove. Police are on the scene of a stabbing at a mobile home park, and witnesses tell us the area is totally blocked off. Dozens of firefighters are still on scene. It's been over an hour, and we begin with breaking news. And what better timing to kick off the campaign than on a day dedicated to love? The goal is to get the issue of gay marriage rights back on the ballot in November 2014.
Our graveyard shifters, I wanted to put you to bed and then wake you up bright and early.
I do have a great seat, one of the best in the house, because it really lets you hear the excitement, feel the excitement.
Emergency plan isn't just for tsunamis, it also applies for flooding and windstorms, which happen often here on the coast. Now let's talk about Washington's new marijuana law. Smoking pot is now legal in our neighboring state. It may be a first in the nation, but some are still not exactly sure when and where it is okay to light up.
They spent about the last year getting the stadium in top shape, and now it's showtime for PK Park.
The most obvious sign of damage right here. These boxes completely drenched, some absolutely falling apart, and they're everywhere on campus. Great timing to talk about solar power today because we got plenty of it, but it sounds like it is limited.
And I'm Nohelani Graf, live at Hayward Field, where thousands of people have already come to get their first taste of the Olympic trials. Not much happening on the track tonight. The only noise out there, leaf blowers, cleanup crews soaking up all the water from earlier today. But hours ago, it was anything but quiet out here. The athletes put on a show that gave the fans something to cheer about. Gold medalist Bruce Jenner was also here, and he's in town with his sons Brandon and Brody, and they caused a lot of excitement today at the Inn at the Fifth in Eugene. They actually brought their own camera crew. E is filming them as part of their reality TV show, Keeping Up with the Kardashians. News Source 16's Angela Brower caught up with Bruce earlier today and talked to him about his return to Tracktown. You know, a lot of effort has gone into making this a memorable experience for the fans as well. And one place that you can get in where you don't need a ticket is the Fan Festival. It's totally free, and it's right next to Hayward Field. Right at the starting block, you'll find all kinds of games like balancing beams, hurdles, even video games. Two at the trials starts pretty early. The Fan Festival opens at 8 o'clock. You can catch a free shuttle from Autzen Stadium, South Eugene High School. Those start running about an hour before, and then the track and field events kick off at 9. Ryan, everybody's got to get down there. It's so fun, and we've talked about this earlier today. I think one of the coolest things about being down here is when you hear on the loudspeakers when they say, the second fastest woman in the world is on the track, or the highest jumper in the world. I mean, it really, when you think about it, it's amazing to be here. The roar of flames.
Pretty crazy. It's really went up pretty high in the past, I don't know, 5 minutes that I've been here.
Fireballs breaking out windows.
Horrific sight.
Crowds of neighbors are drawn to the curb, watching a massive fire grow by the second in Springfield. Meantime, the three men who live there tried desperately to save their home.
Miguel told me that he went in to take a shower, and then when he came out, the backyard was on fire and his room was on fire.
We grabbed a hose and I started trying to put it out. It was around front, on the side. It was starting to get on our side of the duplex as well.
Then an explosion as the fuse box blows up.
It was an electrical fire. It was burning up the telephone pole.
I was over on N Street and I could feel the flames. There's obviously two cars out front that are burnt, and both sides are gone.
Well, now that the flames are out and the smoke is cleared, you can see the sheer damage that this fire has done. Take a look. You see that front window where it's broken? That's where a neighbor tried to throw stuff through the window to let people know that a fire was happening. Also, right next to it, the garage and the apartment upstairs completely demolished. This entire house is gutted, and now the families that live there will have to figure out how to get the basic supplies that they need to survive because they've lost everything.
These are all I own now.
It was just starting to sink in that this isn't a spectacle that's going to go away in an hour and I get to go home when I'm bored watching it. I don't have a home to go home to.
This may look like Braden's Halloween costume. No. But he's no Ghostbuster, and these aren't proton packs. Instead, he's a fat buster, and the gear is an energy tracker.
For him, it's playtime. For his scientist dad, it's research.
Put this in your mouth. You can ask a 7-year-old what they did last week and they can't tell you. But if we have a device that actually tells you how much they moved every 15 seconds for the last 7 days, then we can really know how active they are, frequency, intensity, and duration.
The backpack is a metabolic monitor. It measures how much oxygen he takes in and how much energy he puts out, and then calculates calories burned. Like Braden, most kids seem to have an endless supply of energy. So Professor Stuart Trust is trying to figure out how they use that energy. He'll follow 100 kids ages 6 to 15 for the next 3 years.
Kids need to be more active, but we want to know, do they meet current guidelines of 60 minutes every day? Are programs like increasing PE during the day, are they providing more activity?
Plus, they'll wear an accelerometer at all times. It's basically a pedometer on steroids, but instead of counting how many steps you take, it monitors how fast or slow you take them.
We'll look at from resting right through to running as fast as they can to look at an entire spectrum of activities.
When the study is finished, schools around the state, even across the country, could benefit, learning if kids really are burning enough calories in class to make a difference in their day, a difference in their lives.
I think it starts early, and so I've always had interest in getting kids to be physically active.
For now, I'm going to log a little serious anchor time with my friend
That's
Mark
right.
here and see what the crack of dawn actually looks like. It's been a while. New today, we get to see how police mapped out that uptick in crime. There was also a spike in car break-ins. But get this, most of the crimes happened between 5 and 7 in the morning. You were possibly awake making coffee. Coming up new at 6 on News Source Today, with all of these thefts and burglaries happening in one section of town, Eugene police say there is a measure you can take to protect the information you leave in your car, and it involves your address. That part of our crime tracker ahead, new at 6 on News Source Today. Now, Drew Wadier got the all clear to be transported to a San Diego medical center, and that trip happened late Wednesday night. Take a look at the new pictures posted by their loved ones of Drew being loaded into an ambulance in Mexico. Back here at home, Eugene City councilors want to know what you envision for the future of Eugene City Hall. Should they rebuild, remodel, or relocate? The council is close to a vote, but first they're asking for public opinion to help shape their decision. It's finally starting to feel a little bit more like the Christmas season.
That's
outside,
right.
Getting cold.
Yeah, it is.
Somebody get me a venti non-fat something with stat.
You'll be able to find it no matter what.